back to red clay today, and I threw some of these. I think I threw like 40 last night before bed. Oh, there's a hair there. So let's throw probably like 40 more real quick. Add some water to that. All right. Oh, hi, Tony. Hello, Ginger. Thanks, Tony. That's very sweet. I just started. Hello, Francesco. I hope I say. Oh, that was a bubble right there. I didn't really wedge these, some of them too good, honestly. I didn't wedge some of them at all. So there will be some bubbles, but yes, there will be some bubbles. But we'll just persevere. No apron today. Don't have. Am I going to try to make a teapot? I definitely need to make some more teapots, but not today. Today is mostly just more to-go cups. Hello, Kevin. Good morning, everybody. It is Sunday. Usually I don't stream on Sundays because I'm just doing a lot of different things, but this is the first thing of the day. Sunday fun day. Honestly, I kind of just work on Sundays. I don't really. I feel like the weekdays are always just. There's a lot of people out and about, or I mean the weekends. There's a lot of people out and about. Sundays are usually a lazy day. I feel like for people. This is the new gauge. The new gauge is working out great. I'll take out all the water in the middle. Just press it out a little bit, so we're just gonna color it back in. I'm gonna make sure that this is the size that I need. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. We are wearing a white sweater, so we're trying to keep that. New tool, no, there's no new tools. I have this one all the time. This one I use all the time. But let's see, we do have new trimming tools. Oh, I guess the gauge is, yes, the gauge is a tool. Yes, we have a new tool. Finally got a new gauge. And this thing, it just, so I throw to that size, and I know I have the width and the height that I want. Some people always ask, like, how do you know when you're to size? Well, that is how I know, because I throw it to my gauge, and I can set my gauge up. And the gauge is yes, the gauge is new. I forgot about the gauge. I thought you had that tool already. I do. I did have that tool already. It was a cheap. Honestly, it was like the same price as this one, I think. Or this one might have been on sale when I bought it. it was a super cheap gauge that I got first go, because I was like, I didn't mean to be that good, it's just a gauge, and it just sits there. But the gauge does matter. Oof, this one is wobbly. The gauge doesn't matter because you want it to stay where it stays. So I was battling that gauge for about a year or two. So I'm making to-go cups, white shirt with brown clay. Yes, this sweater is kind of, or pullover is my work sweater. It's not a sweater, what is it, pullover? A little bit of it, uneven. These are my to-go cups. You can find them on my Etsy, on my website. It's the same as this YouTube. It's isacarrceramics.com, or Isacarrceramic is my Etsy, and they're also in the bio of this live stream. So I do a lot of different designs, and you can go check those out. I'm trying to get everything out for the holidays. I have to make a new batch, so I'm pumping them out. I made about 120 white ones, and then I was like, oh shoot, I just need to make more red clay, so I'm gonna move you guys a little bit over so you guys get a better view. Yeah. Trying to think of where my brain is. It's an early, well, it's not too early. I usually start working earlier, but it's a little slow today. I'm gonna make this back into a circle. So after I trim these, I will, yes, you have to be on the go. After I trim these, when they're kind of drier, I will add the little topper. And yeah, I can show you guys what that looks like in a second. Let me just take these off. Where's my pot lifters? Where are they? They're my pot lifters. Here is what they will be. So it's a nice to-go cup. See all the clay I have on them. But I don't even know if you guys can see that very well. But let's put all the rest of them. I also do white clay. So this one's my coffee theme, and this one, oh my goodness, I'm getting it dirty. This one has a seal. You guys can't really see it, but that's a sippy cup. It is kind of like an adult sippy cup. Hello, son. Welcome back. Hello, TM. Yeah, it is kind of like an adult sippy cup, but it's really nice because you have a little space. And then this new batch has, ooh, hand cramp. This new batch has a little bit of a larger mouth area, so you can fit your straw in it. And so that's kind of, I was looking for a, because I cut them out all individually. I put on the toppers, smooth it out, and then I cut out with a cookie cutter the mouthpiece, and then I smooth it out again. So they're really a labor of love, these things. So So yeah, you can fit your straw in there, and then keep your straw in one place too. So yes, this new batch will have that. But also you can put your straw on the other side, and it also kind of keeps it in an area. So these also go to my online website, my Etsy, and I also sell these in person. So some of you might be like, wow, you're making so many. But I do have to kind of cover all those bases. A lot of different avenues. Oh, hi, Sam. This is my childhood dream. Actually, my childhood dream was, I really wanted to be a veterinarian. But those things change. Oh, hello, Bella Moon. Yes, a very tough job. Both pottery and veterinarian. Alright, let's take this one off. So today we're making more to-go cups. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Here we are. I need to make it nice. These ones actually, I guess I don't really need to make them nice and flat, but, you know, then again, you want to do pretty, so they're going to be nice and flat. Let's drink some coffee, though. I need a little bit of coffee. One of my childhood dreams was to be chased by a skateboarding vampire. Was this like a dream that you had, or like a life goal dream? Dreams are always kind of fun. When I was a child, I used to wake up and I remember my father said, if you eat, don't eat fruit before bed, because if you eat an apple before bed, you're gonna have crazy dreams. And I was like, oh my gosh, okay. So I would eat apples before bed. It was a dream I had. Oh, goodbye, son. I hope you have a good day. I don't know if that means you're leaving, but thanks for stopping into the stream. Remember to like the stream, it helps me out a lot, and it's just a tiny little like. Yeah, he said if you eat apples before bed, your dreams are gonna be crazy. And so I used to eat apple slices before bed, and then my dreams were like insane. And so I did that for like a week straight, and then I got tired of eating apples. But now I eat candy before bed, and I don't remember anything. Being a vet is difficult, yeah. It's a hard one. There's so many different types of vets too. This thing is moving. Whoops, just did that. Just get the water out of the inside. When did you become a professional? I don't know why I said that so like stern. When did you become a professional? I became a professional about 2 years ago-ish. I've been doing ceramics for 10 years now. And, you know, I've had mentors and stuff, and worked at studios and before that, and then when you know, when you've had enough about the studio life, you're kind of like, okay, I'm ready to jump in. So I decided to jump in. There we go. I was doing it on the side, but I was doing this on the side, but then also working at the studio, and it's hard to work a part-time job or full-time job and also do your passion. Because I found that when I work at the studio, I get so tired. And then, like, I wouldn't want to do anything else all day. Because I'm not just, like, working the back. I was, like, a teacher and stuff like that. I remember when I was working at, yeah. Anyway, that's kind of when I started, was when I was like, you know what, I'm too tired, I need to focus on this. And so I just kind of was like, waiting for the time, and jumped in full. Did you study ceramics in college? I did not. I was fully, I was environmental studies, so I was fully a totally different track than this, but I was always doing ceramics on the side. Well, not for a little bit in college because I was just so busy with school, but I remember being in college and being like, something's missing, because I was in college studying. And then I started working with my mentor, and I was like, it was ceramics was missing. And I remember feeling back to normal. Look at my name. That's a very good name. Very, very interesting. So I am a production potter, I do art, I teach. There we go, nice and straight. We don't have too many to do, I think we have about 18. Teach me, Savannah says. Savannah, yeah, I could totally teach you. If you're in Southern California, I do one-on-one classes, but also my YouTube has a start to finish wheel throwing and how I teach. It goes over a lot of different things. So I think that, you know, if you're a beginner or even if you're an intermediate, I think watching it definitely will give you new techniques and understanding why you push in some areas and why they're slow and why this happens. And Anyway, I definitely suggest looking that up. I definitely need to do the timestamps on there. I have been so busy I haven't been able to, but I definitely suggest looking at that. So these are my to-go cups. I'm restocking. They can be found on my website, on my Etsy. If you're in Southern California, they can be found in person. And everything is linked in chat. My website and my Etsy are linked in chat. But also, they're just the same as this YouTube channel, so you can go look that up. It's Isacarrceramic is my Etsy, and isacarrceramics.com is my website. I do a lot of different designs for these. With this clay, I do a polka dot one, and I really like that. I feel like that one's probably one of my favorites. Let's get my sponge on a stick. Just get all that water out. Wow, there's a lot of you guys. Remember to like the stream. It helps me a ton. I think you just double tap the screen, but anyways, it's a small gesture and it means a lot. Let's chop this little foot off. The thing that I've learned from my mentors is you kind of want to finish the piece as much as you can with throwing. I know some people will like trim their pieces and stuff, and I think that's great. I don't know, that's just the way I was taught, and that's the way I enjoy throwing, so I will trim if I need to. Well, I am going to trim, but I guess they do more intense trimming. A lot of potters do, or some potters do. Anyway. Hello, good morning, and welcome to the stream, everybody. It is Sunday for me. Or if it's afternoon, I don't know, where's everyone tuning in from? I'm so curious. Sometimes we got really worldwide, Mr. Worldwide streams. Sorry, I'm trying to fix you guys. There we go. It's important to do an extra. Oh, that was an air bubble. Did you guys hear that? New York. My chat was Santa Fe. Silenced by the big dog. Enzo. Don't be inappropriate. Mississippi, Maryland, Sydney. Wow. Boston. Always feel so powerful putting people in timeout. Utah. Oh my goodness. I just shipped. I've shipped many of these to Utah actually. Okay, there's an air bubble in here. Let's do a little bit of a pull, and then we'll see where that air bubble is. You can feel the air bubble, and you can also. Hello, AB. You can also see the air bubble sometimes. New subscriber. Oh, thank you so much, Ari. That's very sweet. Okay, let's see if we can see the air bubble. I stream quite often whenever I throw and trim. I'm going to be trimming these probably later today or tomorrow morning. I'm hoping later today because 'cause, 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 'c guess the air bubbles. Okay. It doesn't really matter if we pop the air bubble or not. It just, it doesn't explode in the kiln. That is a myth. I don't like how this thing has so much clay on it. Kentucky. Oh my goodness. What did you miss? Not much. Not much, just throwing. What's my favorite? Oh gosh, there's so much clay on my thumb. What's my favorite place I've been to? Oh my goodness, that is a big question, huh? My favorite place I've been to. Oh my goodness. There's so many good spots in the world. I'm trying to think. Can you just have one? I don't know. They're all good in their own way. That's such a cop-out answer, right? But they're literally, like, I don't know if I can even choose. It's like choosing a favorite color. I don't know. They're all good in their own way. I'm trying to think. I went to Spain recently, last year, and that was very fun. I think I loved Madrid. Also went to Mallorca. It was kind of like a little bit of a, but north of Mallorca is very pretty. The south is a little, I don't know, it's interesting how diverse that island can be. So Mallorca is in, oops, goodness. It's kind of off the coast of Spain. I don't know, Valencia, I think? I don't know, you can say if I'm wrong or not. Have you ever been to Mississippi? I have not, and I really want to go. Bongi! Oh, he's coming. I have not. What color? My favorite color is Bongi. Bongi, come say hello. Oh, why is his ears black? Bongo, come here. Bongi. 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 Oh, you say hello? You say hello to everybody? Back to work. I was petting him yesterday and I had a little bit of clay, a little bit of red clay. Just totally got it on his fur. He's such a tiny boy. Hi, buddy. Sorry, you guys are not centered. So we're making these to-go cups back here. They're on my website, they're on my Etsy. I'm trying to get them out before the holidays. So, but also, they're great. Birthday gifts. What else is there? Oh, he's going for a cricket. Oh, no. Bongo has no teeth, so he loves, I don't know what it is, but he loves the grass between his gums. It probably just like itches him or something, I don't know. I always make sure to leave a little bit of grass in the garden. In the garden. In the garden. So this is called a rib or a kidney. Kidney is the term the Australians, that was a terrible accent, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Or the British people, they use that, I don't know. They like to call it a kidney. Bonnie, he's so sweet. Just a little lad. Just a little lad. He doesn't eat the grass. He just has it on his gums. He also likes. We planted. Hi, buddy. We planted lemongrass, and those things, if you go the opposite way, they kind of have little burrs. So they kind of hurt a little bit, but he likes that too. So I think it's something with itching his gums. I don't know if that's fun to hear, but it's a cat, so it's whatever. Oh! Oh, there we go. That's my fishing line just broke, but that's okay. That's why I use fishing line, because I feel like they just kind of, they're cheaper than the regular thing. That's too small. Sheesh. And the Hulk, gosh dang. Gosh dang. There we go. I have to grab another fishing line. There we go. Another one. That one's a little bit too tiny. I'm trying to think of where I have the rest of my fishing line. I'm just gonna grab one of these. We're just gonna grab this. We're gonna grab an actual. This is an actual wire. But the problem with the actual wires is sometimes they will fray and it'll be like little pokies. Okay, let's drink some coffee. You might want to eat grass, but you can't. That might be. Hold on 1 second. I can't read your guys' comments because the phone is dirty. Okay, you guys are all clean. All right. Wow, there's so many of you guys. Remember to like the stream. It's a small gesture, but it means a ton. Oh my goodness. Oh, thank you, Mabel. Thank you for the 100. That's very sweet. We are making to-go cups. There's some in the back on my table, but you can also see a better photo on my website and my Etsy. They're pinned in the comment section, the chat. But it's also just the same as this. Ooh, you hit the gauge a little bit. It's the same as this YouTube. I'm the same across the board. Isacarrceramics.com and Isacarrceramic is my Etsy. I do a lot of different designs for these. I play around with wax resist with this red clay because the clay is just so pretty. I don't want to cover it all up. I also do art pieces. You can see those on my website under decor. Aw, thank you, Candy. That's very sweet. been making a lot of these to-go cups recently. They're very hot sellers on my Etsy. I'm trying to restock as fast as possible. For the holidays. Sponge on a stick. Oh my gosh, thank you, Mabel. That's very sweet. That's very sweet of you. I didn't know there was a 6-7 thing, and I said it. Someone wanted me to say it. Oh my gosh, thank you again, Mabel. And Nagy, thank you, Nagy. That's very sweet of you guys. Ooh. The problem with the wire is that it kind of, it does do that, it makes it kind of move. Oh my goodness. Mabel, that's very sweet of you. Why doesn't your cat have any teeth? My cat doesn't have any teeth because there is, I got him as a rescue. So he used to be a street cat in downtown LA, actually. So yeah, I got him from this rescuer, and he didn't have teeth then. There's this feline disease where it fights the enamel, or it just kind of like deteriorates the enamel of the teeth, and the only way to help the cat to not get sick, because once it kind of breaks down the enamel, they'll get really sick because of infection and stuff like that. And he actually had a little piece left when I got him, and so when the first like couple weeks he wasn't really eating, and I was like, okay, maybe he's just nervous, so let him sit a little bit. And then I went to the vet, and he actually had the little piece, and it was oh my gosh, thank you so much, Silas, that's very sweet. So yeah, we took out that little piece, and it was kind of just rotting in his mouth. So that's why he has no teeth, because if he did have teeth, he would be very sick. And they hurt, and they just don't eat. So I feel like from having many live streams and talking about it, a lot of other cat owners, they have also no teeth babies. It's really funny, because sometimes he'll get pissed, and he'll get mad at me, and he'll like love bite me, and it's just him gnawing on my arm. It's so funny because he thinks he's so tough, but he's not very tough. He's just a little baby. Those are you turning in. I'm talking about my cat. My cat with no teeth, and his name is Bongo Man. Street fights are tough. I know, he's a tough one though. Like, I was like, oh, he's kind of old, but he will catch and give me a bunch of rats. So he still gets those little guys. No squirrels yet. There's a bunch of squirrels. I think the squirrels are feisty. I think they fight back, which is good. Yeah, cat. He is tough though. It's crazy how like scary he is with other cats. He's not very nice to other cats, so I can't have multiple kitties. I have not seen, there is a feral cat near me, and I'm trying to catch it and then neuter him, but I haven't seen him in a while, and I'm hoping that nothing bad has happened, because there's a lot of coyotes in my area. Wow, there's a ton of you guys. Remember to like the stream. There's a really bad ratio with the liking. Thank you, Andrew. That's very sweet to say. This clay is very pretty when it's fired. That's why a lot, if you look at my Etsy or website, you'll see I do a lot of raw clay with this clay. So the glaze is only in partial areas. And I just think that if you have such a pretty clay like this one, if you have such a pretty clay, you don't really want to cover it up with all this glaze. I don't know, that's just how I was taught and what I like. Can I paint one of the pots frog themed? That's really a good idea. That's a really good idea. I will look into that. Squirrels fight and they're feisty little guys. I know they are feisty. There's like massive squirrels here. I don't know what they eat, but they're like mutants. Also confused, where do squirrels live? I think we have a lot of ground squirrels in Southern California, so they live in the ground, but kind of like, they're just so interesting, they're so fast. Oh, hello, Sid! Oh my gosh, chat is going fast. Do you teach pottery in vids? I do. You can look at my YouTube on this channel. I teach a lot of different ones. I have some more being edited. I've just been so busy with the holiday orders that I haven't gotten around to it. I can't do the same thing with molten chocolate. Sid, that's crazy. I feel like I would burn myself because I could probably trim the chocolate, but I feel like it'd be kind of difficult because it'd be pretty tough. A little bit higher. Let's pull from the bottom. There we go. So all I'm doing is I'm just pushing out to my rib that I'm holding with my right hand. I'm pushing out with my left hand and just making it nice and flat. So these are going to be my to-go cups. After this, they will dry. I forgot to get the water out of the middle. After this, they'll dry. I'll trim them. And then I'm going to add that little to-go cup mouthpiece. They're kind of like sippy cups, but they're for adults. I guess they could be for children too, but... Do you make your own clay? I do not, Richard. I do not. I purchased my clay from the clay store. There's a bunch of different clay stores. There's a bunch of different clay compositions. But yeah, no, I don't make my own clay. I don't know too much about it, but since I do dinnerware, I find it's easier. I know kind of how this clay is gonna be. I guess you could also, there's different kinds of like making your own clay. You can get your own, you can get all the stuff from the clay store, and then, oh boy, let's put one more in here if we can. Let's see if I can do it. You can get all this stuff from the clay store, or you can actually go out and, this is failing. Or you can go and you can dig up clay, but the actual mixers, if you get all the material from, if you get all the raw material and you follow a recipe, the actual mixers are very expensive. So You know, that'd be an investment. And it would add on to my, I don't know, I'd have to look into it. Nice shirt. Ever taken the mud bath? I have not. I always see those in like Europe or something. I really want to. This one has air bubbles. Can the robotic arms make these clay pots? Oh yeah, you could definitely. I think, I don't know how the jig, I don't think a jig could. I think since they're so tall, I think it would have to be a poured mold, but I'm not quite sure. So there's different types of ways to kind of like make this, I guess. There's different ways that people do it. So they do a jig where they have an arm and they pull down the arm, and they have like, you know, a slump mold or a hump mold, and it's just kind of like a plaster mold. But also there's a lot of pouring too, so it's kind of like a liquid. Oh, thank you, Cash. That's very sweet. So it's kind of like what I'm using as water, this super liquidy clay, and they pour that into a plaster mold. They let it sit for like, I don't know the full logistics. I feel the air bubble in here. I'm just gonna poke it. That's what you do. There we go. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. You pour it, you wait a little bit, pour it out, and then you wait for it to kind of dry fully, and then you can take it out, and then you kind of clean up the seams. So those are some ways that I know of that, I don't know if there's any others. But these, my pieces are fully handmade. I don't use any molds. Start to finish production. I make my own glazes. No lead, dishwasher safe. Oh my gosh, Tammy. Tammy, thank you so much. That's very sweet. That's very sweet. You guys are very nice today. Thank you. Happy Sunday, everybody. Let's get some of this slip out. A lot of artists will use water instead of slip, but I like to use slip. And a lot of artists use slip. I don't know. I like to use slip. This is slip. It's like watery clay. How large am I making them? These are not really too large. The finished pieces are 3 inches wide by like 5 inches tall, so they're not too big, but they do fit in your car holder. That being said, like each one is a little bit different, so I kind of estimate a bit, but these are about 1/2 inch larger than that because clay does shrink, so all the water will get out of this piece. And oh my goodness, I just want to round that out a bit. So this piece will dry and then it'll shrink, and it shrinks about 12%. So that is my clays. Okay, we need another one. Oh, I do have one. Okay. And there we go. Another one. Do I work there? This is my, yes, this is my full-time job. Yes, I work here. Rate how fun making clay pots are, 1 to 10. Is 1 the least or is 1 the best? I like where 10 is the best, right? Because it's like 5 stars. Like 5 stars are best. I think it's great. I love this, but you know, that's just me. So I guess 10? 10 best? 10 stars? Yes, Sid. I can't experiment right now, but I am thinking of doing a stream where I do kind of like take suggestions and I'll kind of make whatever you guys want. I feel like that could be kind of fun. But it'd have to be, I feel like logistics, it would have to be like a smaller piece, because, or I just kind of like slap it together, because I'd want to do like multiple things in the stream. Anyways, I'm still working on that. It's workshopping in my brain. What am I making? I am making my to-go cups. So they have a little mouthpiece and they are perfect for your hot girl walks, car rides, just coffee or tea. They have a little mouthpiece, and they're also, another reason why I really like these is because, I mean, I feel like everyone's kind of trying to go eco, and I do like the separate piece, like the toppers that are, the to-go cup tops that are silicone, but honestly, oh, that's a lie, I don't really like those, because one, I just keep losing them. I keep losing them, then after a while they get all gunky. So this is nice because it's all one piece, so it's dishwasher, freezer, microwave safe. I make my own glazes, they're hand done, there's no molds, I don't use any molds. So each piece is a little bit different. I think the character really makes it. Anyways, that's what I'm making, to-go cups, and they're on my Etsy and on my website, isacarrceramics.com, isacarrceramics. It's also in the pinned comment. Same as this YouTube. I'm across the board, I'm the same. And Isacarrceramic is my Etsy. So, anyways, check that out. I have a lot of different designs for these. Anyway. Alright, let's take this out. You love my hair. My hair is definitely bedhead right now. I tried fixing it, and you know what? I was like, I'm giving up. Some days are good hair days, but some days are just, they are what they are. Alright, let's take this one off. Is my hair blonde? Oh, no. It is not blonde. I do have some grays, but it is not blonde. It is brown. I did a long time ago. I was like, I'm gonna do highlights. So I got highlights, and I was a full. I feel like it's really tough to go full blonde from brunette. So I was like, oh, I'm just gonna do highlights, but the highlights were so intense, it honestly looked like I was blonde. So it was an interesting look with my olive skin tone. But I feel like I looked like that one girl from Blue Crush. But honestly, I was like, I kind of like it because I love Blue Crush. I feel like, is that the movie where they're like surfers or something? Shipped to me for free. Sadie, no, I'm sorry. I could not do that. I feel like you gotta appreciate the craftsmanship. So, no, sorry. What would you need to start throwing? Someone asked, what would you need to start throwing? I have made a blog actually on my website. I have blogs, and because I get asked this question, like, what should I do if I want to get into pottery? And usually people want to get into throwing, so I kind of go through that on what I would do, what I recommend as a production artist and as a teacher and as a ceramicist. So you can go read that. It's on my website. Ooh, there's a bubble. It's It's on my website, it's on my blog, and yeah. Do I have different colors in this one? Yes, I have different colors, different designs. I do a white and a red clay. So in my studio, a lot of artists will kind of keep to two clay colors because it's just more to manage. Oops, that thing fell. How long is this video? This is your live stream. Someone said, how long is this video? It's funny. This wheel is the most, it's been cleaned. Is that what you just said? Oh, maybe the tools. Or in general, this is all I have to clean. No, I clean the floors. I think a good studio practice is to clean the floors. There's a lot of ceramic dust, and because once this clay dries, clay when it's wet, it's not a health hazard. Well, it could be, I guess, but the more pressing is like when the clay dries and it becomes very dusty. That is not good to inhale. Go. Bella Moon has been answering questions. Oh, thank you. Why is she standing there? Gemma, I'm standing there because I have to answer some texts. Do you sell them? I do. On my website, on my Etsy, isacarrceramics.com, isacarrceramic. Love the design on the crew neck. Yeah, this one is a cool shaper. Surfboard shaper. Kind of destroying it with the red clay, definitely. Have worn it to work and stained it, but you know. Gem? I like Gem. I do like Gemma. I do like Gemma. It's not a heard name here a lot in the States, I feel like. My name is Isa, so that is why it's Isacarrceramics. Isacarrceramics. Say it however you feel. But yes, that is my. It's all pinned in the comment section or the chat. It's pinned in the chat, my website and my Etsy, and you can see the designs that I do for these. Alright, let's get all the water out of the middle. This. Perfect. Round out the lip a little bit more. And then we're done. So my pot lifters. And voila. Done. That one's kind of, no, that's not. I was like, is it flared out in the top? Oh, Sam. I'm so sorry. Hello, Fernando. I need to make some ashtrays just for Fernando, in honor of Fernando. I am in California, so that is where I'm at. It is morning for me. Are you using an optical computer or something simpler for your measurements? For my measurements of what do I throw to, I just do the math. Because if the clay shrinks 12%, you just make it 12% larger. But there's also, I don't want to do the math. Usually I don't want to do the math, so I just go on one of the websites that does it for you. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Taylor. That's very sweet. How do you video this? It's on a little tripod. My phone. Does this mess up my nail polish? I don't have any nail polish. But oh, I guess if you're asking like for you, I was like, I don't have any nail polish on. Yes, it would mess up your nail polish. Some people wear gloves, but I just don't think gloves are very I don't know if pottery and gloves kind of go together, but one of my friends uses gloves and she makes great stuff, so. I just could never. I don't know. I can't have gloves on. Thank you, McNugget. That's a funny name. Thank you, that's very sweet. Do you have long nails? I do not have long nails. I do not. I don't know. I don't think I know any professional ceramicist with long nails. I'm trying to think. No, I don't think I do. They just don't really, nails and clay, unless you're doing hand building probably, doesn't really, I don't know. I think it's a limitation. But then again, maybe I should do a video with me with really long nails and trying to throw. Actually, that is a great idea. I should do that. I have to go get fake nails done. The problem is, if you get fake nails, I feel like they last for a while, so it's like, I don't really want to get fake nails, because then I'd have to, like, pry them off. There we go. Another one. And I don't really want to pry them off. I feel like that destroys your nail beds, or whatever. I don't know. Ooh, that's a good question, Scarlett. If you're totally new to the craft, I would suggest just kind of getting a membership and doing it that way. Because I think a lot of people want a home studio, but it's a lot of upkeep. I do a blog about this. I definitely think you should read the blog because I'll go more in depth, but it's a lot of upkeep, and I think when you're first learning, being surrounded by other creatives and just kind of being inspired by that is super important. So anyways, if you're super new, I would, say do a membership. But if you've been doing it for a while and you're like, okay, I want to just kind of create, I'd say start with the absolute basics, which is, get yourself a wheel. It could be secondhand. I know Vivore is like $200. I think they're an Australian company. They actually might be China. I don't know. I'm making stuff up. Maybe. Get yourself a couple, things. And tools and stuff. You don't need anything fancy. I feel like a lot of people kind of jump in and want like the best of the best. And like my most used tool is this. Is like the beginner starter pack. These like trimming tools, those are most used. You don't need anything fancy. I think that's kind of like the consumer life we live in, but that's another topic. You really just need the basics. So I need to do a blog on like what I would purchase, but I also have a Amazon storefront that I kind of list things and that I use and Some of them I've used, but I've purchased elsewhere, so I do like little comments on them. I don't know how Amazon storefront really works, but I just do my best. So, or some things is like, some things I have on there are like things that I've seen. And anyway, I would look on there. And yeah, you really don't need much. Also, if you're, didn't I just do this? Why is it sticking? There we go. There we go. What am I trying to say? There we go. What am I trying to say? Basics. You just need the basics. Clay, and I think another really important thing is you have to figure out where you're gonna fire, because if you make all these pieces, where are you gonna fire them? So you can look on Kiln share. Or, you know, if you do a membership at a studio. That's why I feel like a membership at a studio is just so easy, because you get to leave the mess there. Not that, like, you have to clean before you leave, but that was one of my biggest pet peeves in working in a studio, was people leaving their mess. So don't leave your mess, because then I have to, you know, the workers would have to clean it up. Anyway. But like, that being said, like, you leave the mess there. Like, I think a lot of people don't think about, you know, mopping, and you're not sweeping. That's another thing. You can't sweep. It's a bad studio practice. So, anyways, that is my question. Answer the question of what I would get if I was the absolute basics if you wanted to start out. I mean, you can just start with hand building, but I think the more important thing is where are you gonna fire, and like glazes and stuff. Do my projects shrink? Yes, every fired clay will shrink a bit. Where do I fire? I fire in an electric kiln. Have I ever gotten hurt? Like, in general? Just kidding. From ceramics? I don't think so. Well, yes, I have, actually. There's a time, this thing in the back is a slab roller. So it takes your clay and it makes it into a thin, flat sheet. And I don't know why my thumb was like near the two things, and I don't know why it just my thumb got crushed a bit, and I was like, what? That should not have happened. But I wasn't really paying attention. I was kind of like, I don't know. Anyways, I have gotten hurt. From the wheel, not yet. My wheel is standing, so there's a little bit more risk to it. I don't think that you should, if you're a beginner, you should definitely not do a standing wheel at first. Yes, you can purchase this. It's all in the comments in the chat. It's actually linked and pinned in the chat. Oh my gosh. It's pinned in the chat. You can look at my Etsy. You can look at my website. Isacarrceramic is my Etsy. Isacarrceramics.com is my website. I have a lot of different ones. Anyway. What is the piece of metal in the corner? This thing is my jig. So, or gauge, I guess, not a jig. Jig is totally different. This is my gauge. So I throw to that size, and then I know that I've hit the size and width that I need. So it makes production way faster. And you'll see a lot of production artists have different gauges. Sometimes they'll use laser pointer thingies, laser levelers. There we go. And other times they'll use, like, I know some artists that just use like a clump of clay and like a brush, but this is the more standard looking kind of gauge, so it's just like this. So every one, I don't have to measure it. It's nice. That's one thing I don't think you need if you're just starting out, is you don't need anything fancy like a gauge or anything. You just need the bare minimum. I'd probably just start out with hand building if I was like, couldn't find a studio near me, but there's a big bubble. Do you guys see that? No, you guys don't. Oh, you also need a wedging table. You know what? I will make a blog about it if I was starting a home studio. Because now I'm thinking about it, and I think I have a blog, but I don't know if I go over it in like sections. Do the claws you use leave any marks? Well, the bottom of the piece I'm going to trim, so it doesn't really leave a mark that you'll see. I also, like, these pieces go through a very long hand building process, so they're made here, they're trimmed, I attach the to-go cup topper, I smooth before the to-go cup topper, I smooth after, they dry, they go into the kiln for bisque firing, they come out, they get washed, they get glazed, and then they go back into the kiln, and then they get sanded. I'm telling you guys the whole process. They get sanded, and because I don't want any of my pieces to scratch up your guys' table, which I think is super important. So, sanded, packaged, shipped to you. That is the whole process. Probably missing some processes in there. Well, I guess making the glazes and stuff. Collecting the clay. I'm thinking of everything. I'm trying to think of everything. Yeah. Everyone is a bit different, but I think that character really makes Handmade. How many can I do in a day of normal working conditions? If I'm like feeling up to it, I have made like 75 of these in a day. But the thing is that I'm not just making these in a day, I'm also waiting for them to dry. So I usually throw the first day and trim the next day. And I'm trying to think of what's in there. No, this thing always falls. Okay, there we go. We're done with this. And then, you know, I don't know, depending on that, I'll go do something else. Go make glazes or load a kiln and pot lifters. These are nice because if I use my hands, that moves. They just go on the very bottom of the piece, so you can see. But no, they don't really make a mark too much. Honestly, unless you like try to get that little fly thing. Unless you grab it wrong. But that's why I like those, because I don't have to grab it with my hands. Like kind of like the claw. A lot of people do the claw. I don't know, I just find these to be nice and helpful. But if I don't need to use them, like for my twisted green teacups, I don't use them. I just kind of grab the piece off because it's so tiny that I don't need to use the grabbers. But am I making, hello Kiza, am I making the to-go cups from a different clay today? I am. This is my red clay. Do I also use bone china clay to make crockery items? I don't know if I know exactly what crockery items are. I'm thinking of like casserole stuff. Is that what you mean? I do use porcelain once in a while. I don't love using porcelain. I feel like I really like stoneware, so this is stoneware. Porcelain is a different type of clay. It's just a very fine clay. So that's kind of what China clay is. Ghost because it's a movie. I have never watched Ghost. I need to get that, and I was going to do anything I could to grab that. I kind of almost messed up the piece, but sometimes you just gotta get the piece of clay, even if it's gonna ruin the piece. Yeah, I haven't seen Ghost, and I've made it a promise. I feel like when I first started streaming that I wasn't gonna do Ghost. I wasn't gonna watch Ghost until I reached 100K, and we are halfway there. Last time I checked, I think we're at like 63. Any learning curves or any tips? Oh yeah, with clay in general, I feel like there's kind of a large learning curve. This is my sponge on a stick. Also, thank you everyone that is liking the stream. It's such a small little gesture, but it means a lot and it helps me out more than you know. So remember to like the stream. Learning curves. Yeah, there's quite a large one. I feel like a lot of people find. I think also the biggest learning curve is like people thinking that it's going to be easy, but it is not as easy as it looks on Instagram. And I think a lot of the Instagram videos you're seeing are like people that have been doing it, you know, they're professionals or they've been doing it for a while. So, like, of course it's gonna look easier. Stuff is falling. So, when I used to teach at a studio, and I used to teach a lot of, like, beginners, I would say, like, you know, the first thing that I want to go over is you gotta enjoy the process. That was a terrible throw. You gotta enjoy the process and enjoy learning, because it's not gonna be as easy as you see. And you really have to kind of understand how the clay works, and it's different muscles. It's a lot of body. So yeah, there's a large learning curve. I think it takes about like a month or two just to learn this process, the centering process. So the centering, you go up, and then I'll push it back down into a hockey puck. And I go over this on my YouTube video, how I teach centering and how I teach start to finish, or not start, how I teach throwing. I go over it a lot, so more in depth than what I am doing right now. So definitely suggest that if you're kind of struggling with it. My explanation might help. I'm not gonna though. Might not. Where is my apron? Also, that is so sweet. Thank you. Thank you, mediocre. It's so funny. Funny name. My aprons are all dirty. I have 5 of the same aprons, and my apron's all dirty, and my sink is full of water, and I just can't be bothered, so I can't be bothered. I will wash them at some point. Oh, that's so sweet. Thanks, Beth. Yeah, I stream quite a lot whenever I'm throwing and trimming. These will be trimmed probably, I'm hoping later today, but most likely tomorrow morning. Same time as this stream, wherever you are. I'm pretty brave wearing a white shirt while turning red clay. I've definitely gotten it dirty. Yes, some of these, this one I have worn before and it has stains in it. And a lot of my clothes have stains on them. I've definitely have work clothes now though. So, designated work clothes. And then I have my street clothes. Here is the spread of these. Usually I put 2 in the middle, but with these pot lifters it's a little bit difficult. Alright. Stretch my legs. Let's drink some coffee. We deserve it. Cheers. Oh, we already have a ball of clay on there. How do I make them all the same? I have a right here. Oh, bye Boston. Thanks for tuning in. It's been a while, I feel like. I have a gauge right here that I've set to my size that I need, and it's a lot of muscle memory and a lot of practice, and I've been doing this for a while, so you can find these will be my to-go cups and other of my products, all handmade, no molds, dishwasher, freezer, microwave safe. I make my own glazes, start to finish production. So, oops, what a bad thing. Anyways, you can find that on my website, on my Etsy. They're pinned in the chat, but it's also the same as this YouTube. Isacarrceramic is my Etsy. Isacarrceramics.com is my website. And I post on Instagram a lot, so if you guys are on Instagram, you should definitely follow me there, because I usually post, actually, I guess I post stories a lot, but it's, the holiday season's got me busy, so I haven't really been posting, and I said I was gonna post one of my favorite pieces. I need to post it today, so I gotta do that. Anyways, you can do that, but you don't have to. But I do have a Facebook. Facebook's difficult. Facebook is hard. It's hard to understand. Oh, thank you, Jeremy. That's very sweet. Have I missed any more of those? Oh my goodness. How do you be a mod? I appoint the mods. They're usually, I don't know if I want this to be. They're usually like viewers that have watched me for a while and that I trust. I don't have many mods, but yeah, if you watch the stream a ton and kind of if you show me that I can trust you, then that's kind of how I choose my mods. I don't know how other people choose their mods, but that is how you're a mod. There we go. And she pays well too. Oh, thank you, Alarm Bell. That's very sweet. How I trim the. Oh, when I'm trimming the little foot ring. Yeah, they kind of just bundles up. Any finished to see? You can see them on my website. They're also, you can't really see them too well, but they're right here. Oh, I'm going the wrong direction. This way. I don't know why that was so difficult for me. But these are to-go cups. So they're red clay. I also do the white clay. Oh, thanks so much, Alarm Bell. That's very sweet again. Oh my gosh. They're on my website. There's a better photo on my website and my Etsy, better photos. I do a lot of different designs, so you can check that out on my Etsy, on my website. It's pinned in the chat. It is also the same as this YouTube. I'm trying to go over my spiel. Same as this YouTube, isacarrceramics.com, and isacarrceramic, ISACARR ceramics, for my Etsy and website. You can also find it in my bio on my YouTube channel. YouTube channel. Wow, there's a lot of you guys. Thank you so much for liking the stream. It's a small gesture. Oops, we are pretty tall actually. It's a small gesture, but it does help me out a ton and means a lot. So I do appreciate it. Oh my goodness. I just remembered it is Sunday, and that means the final episode of the new It series comes out. I'm so excited. On HBO. I have that to look forward to. Oh my gosh, thank you, Perry. That's very sweet. Thank you, Perry. You said they're to-go cups. For what? Who is ceramics to-go cups? I just don't understand. Yeah, I'll kind of explain. They have little toppers. Here, let me show you. They have a little topper there, so it's nice because you can, and when you're on your hot girl walk. I am a fast walker when I want to be. Oh, thanks so much, PMC. It's very sweet. So, I like them because if you're trying to be more green, you don't have to have the separate silicone topper. It's just, I don't know. My thing with those, I have a little bit of beef with those because, one, they become kind of dirty fast. Two, they're not attached to the piece, so I lose it all the time. I don't know. Like, someone puts it away wrong, or like someone puts it in a different, I don't know. Anyways, couldn't be bothered. Can't be bothered. Anyways, these are all, it's all one piece, dishwasher, freezer, microwave safe. They're also just like a very interesting gift, I feel like. I love mugs, but I just feel like everyone kind of has mugs. So when I'm trying to think of like a gift to give, I always lean towards my to-go cups because they're just an interesting thing. And then people in coffee shops are always so amazed because they're like, what? That is so smart. So yes, they're on my Etsy, they're on my website, Isacarrceramic, Etsy, isacarrceramics.com website. Pinned in the chat. There we go. So after this, I'm going to trim it, and then I'm going to add the little topper, and then smooth it, punch out the mouthpiece, and all right, this is the last mimsy. I don't know how many I've done. I think I've done, I don't know, I might have to do more later. But thank you so much for liking the stream. It helps me out a ton. Oh my gosh. Marty, thank you. I hope I'm not missing any. How do you punch out the mouthpiece? Yeah, it is a cookie cutter. So I kind of hold underneath and then I punch it out. And then I'll go and I'll smooth out the whole piece with the sponge. So, actually, well, I'll punch it out and then I'll use my needle tool, use this thing, to kind of take out all the harsh edges, and then I'll smooth it out with a sponge. There's a process. There's a process. There's a process. There's also a reel that I've made, and it's actually on my YouTube, Instagram, and it's how I make these, so it's like a little snippet of it. I haven't shown you guys me adding the toppers on stream. I apologize. It's just kind of a process, and I don't know. It's not too entertaining, I feel like. Oh, thank you, RBB. That's very sweet. Hello, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else the process is. I buy my clay, but I buy my clay. I remember I was at this one. I was going into a festival, and you have to be kind of like, you have to bring all your stuff, and for the judges to be like, okay, yes, it is handmade, and like, yes, you did make it. And I remember walking in there and having all my things, and they're like, okay, so like, what's your process? And I didn't know that they were like just talking about like simple terms, so I was like, well, first I go to the clay store and then I get clay, and they're like, okay, stop. And I was like, oh shoot, I went too far. I went too far back. And they're like, you're funny. I was like, I was not trying to be, but okay, sorry. Anyways, depends how far back you guys want me to go with the process. Well, you see, it happened 10 years ago when I first started ceramics. Do I custom paint on the cups? It depends. I usually only do custom designs with like large orders, so like if someone wants it for their business or for, you know, I don't know. It doesn't even have to be it could just be whatever. But I usually do that for like larger orders. But yes, it kind of just depends. You can always reach out on my website. I do commission pieces. So I have a little thingy that you can reach out to me. There, I'm trying to think of what else. I am going to have some new designs after the holidays. I'm gonna work on some new designs for these things. Not like design shape wise, but I'm gonna work on another type of glaze. Why is this thing? I think it's just okay. There we go. The green glaze on this one, is just so pretty. Chocolate. Thank you so much, Axel. That's very sweet. I have a question for everyone in the chat. Oh my. All right, let's clean this thing up. What is my name? My name is Isa. So ISA. All right. So fun to watch. Okay. I think that is where I am. People are giving me compliments. Oh boy. I'm just silly old me. Okay. I'm gonna head out. I will have another stream where I'm trimming these. So if you want to see that, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications because it's kind of dictated by how those dry, but it's probably going to be tomorrow morning. Anyway, thanks so much for tuning in, guys. It's so nice to have so many of you. It's crazy. Can you clean and use chocolate instead? I will think about it, Christopher. I'll think about it. All right. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys later, hopefully. Next stream, trimming.